Hey babes, it's Jamie Girl here, and I'm back for Boob Job Thangs number 3. So this is the third video and the last video of a 3-part series all about boob jobs. I recently got a boob job. If you missed 1 and 2, you can go to my IGTV section and I have a series for just these. And also you can check them all out on YouTube. They'll all be in one playlist. So number 3 is all about after the surgery. So day of surgery, you already got your surgery. Your friend that you asked to pick you up picked you up. You're home. What's happening? So just a disclaimer, everyone is different. You're going to recover differently. You're going to heal differently. So this is my personal experience, as well as some things that you may or may not experience yourself. When I got home, or even the ride home, I don't quite remember a lot because I was really groggy. All I know is that I was super groggy, and I was so thankful for my 2 friends. I love you guys for helping me, picking me up, and also for my friend that stayed with me for almost that full week to be there for me just in case I needed her, and I did need her. She was so amazing. So I was so thankful for them, especially for my first day, because I had no idea what happened. I didn't even remember putting my clothes back on and being wheeled out to my friend's car. Like I said, I don't remember much, little blurbs here and there. So the first day was a big blurb, and that's all I could tell you. All I know is that I started to realize really fast, or really quickly, how hard every single thing was. I tried to open the car door and I couldn't even kind of move. My friend really helped me out the day of and right after your surgery, up until maybe 2 to 3 days after. You feel really fragile and you feel so weak. Pulling my pants back up after I used the bathroom. I was able to use the bathroom by myself, thank goodness. I just wore boy shorts the whole time for almost the full first week of my recovery after the surgery. Even things like trying to open or close the door, wash my hands, pushing down your soap dispenser, pushing it down was like ridiculously hard. I somehow had to use 2 hands and then catch the soap, and then turning the faucets on and off, things like that. Even drinking water, and even remembering to take my pills that I had to take. So that is why, another reason I'm so thankful for my friend that stayed with me. She had it all planned out, a whole notebook on when I'm supposed to take what pill. I don't even remember what pills I took. She had her alarm on, and every time I needed to take something, she would come in and say, "Hey Jamie, time to take your pills." So thankful for her for that too, because she always reminded me, because I was in and out. I would say for the first 2 days, I was in and out trying to just rest and just chill and relax while my body was just going through what had just happened. After your surgery, you have a lot of pressure here. Now it's completely gone. I don't feel any pressure. I still feel them, but I don't feel pressure. Right after your surgery, everything is hard because you can't breathe, but it's just because there is an extra weight on your chest. When you're trying to talk, I remember trying to call a couple of people after my surgery because they wanted me to. It was really hard. I was out of breath. Even walking from the car to my house, and even from my bedroom to the bathroom, which is literally like, I don't know, 5 steps away. And laying down, trying to lay down, and then, oh my gosh, the hardest thing ever is from laying down, trying to sit back up. If it weren't for my core strength from pole, I would need help getting up every single time. Don't expect to do anything within the first 3 days. Just chill, relax, rest, sleep, drink lots of water, take your pills, eat food. Fortunately for me, I didn't eat for the first 5 days. I just didn't have an appetite. I don't know why, but I just wasn't hungry at all. I made sure to always pop some crackers in my mouth with some water every time I took pills, because sometimes when you take pills, new drugs in your body, you react differently. You may or may not have reactions like getting nauseous. So I just didn't want to get nauseous, although I was prepared for that situation. So I had crackers and water, and that was all I ate for the first 4 days. Some people, like I mentioned before, they experience a couple different types of things. Nausea is one of them. You might get constipated. That's why I recommended the stool softener. And also you're gonna feel really bloated just because the anesthesia. Again, first 3 days are probably the worst. But my friends who went through the surgery always would remind me that it's only temporary. And this is true. You know, this is something that you can definitely get through. But again, being prepared for the worst situation will make the recovery process, especially that first week, even better. For me, because I had my drainage tubes in my armpits, I was so uncomfortable. Every single thing I did was even more uncomfortable. I couldn't move my arms really because the drainage tubes were just stuck up in there. And it was just very uncomfortable, even more so, right? My incisions were under, so some people get their incisions here or through the nipple. So I had an appointment the day after. They kind of just check in to make sure you're okay. And like I said, thank you for my friend that was staying with me. She was able to take me to all my appointments, definitely in the first week, because you can't drive until about 2 weeks or until your doctor clears you to. So she took me to my appointment. Everything was okay. They just checked the drainage tube to see if they can pull them out, but they couldn't because there's a certain amount of blood and all the stuff that's draining out. If it's too much, then they don't want to take it out just yet. So I wasn't able to take them out until I think about 3 or 4 days after. And I was so relieved when they took it out. But unfortunately, because you don't want to get any infections, they don't allow you to take a bath until your incisions are healed. So this one was healing, but the one under my armpit, because I had to wait 4 days until after my surgery to pull those tubes out, it took a little bit longer for me to be able to take an actual shower. Washing your hair will be such a chore. So I didn't wash my hair. Again, my friend, I love her so much. She helped me wash my hair for the first time, and that was probably close to a week after my surgery. So you'll just be able to kind of pat down. You may need help to do that. I was able to do that myself. Like brushing your hair, girl, don't even worry. Washing your face will be a little rough depending on like your situation. Like I said, prepare with some comfortable clothes. Button down shirts are going to be a lifesaver. And when you're at home, just, you know, something easy, a pareo or like a robe or something. I got cleared to drive at the 2-week mark, and then I had to go to an appointment on my own. And the first time I drove was the weirdest and scariest thing. And again, as you start to go through your journey and able to do more on your own, you start to realize how much you use your chest muscles. It's ridiculous how much you use them for every single thing you do every day. And you realize it more when they're in the healing process. It's just a really different experience. It feels different. Sometimes it hurts, but then sometimes it like just feels really uncomfortable, you know, not normal. This is definitely something that you'll start to get used to along your recovery journey. A lot of people don't tell you this, and I had another friend warn me, because if I didn't get that warning, I would kind of have freaked out. When you first get your implants in, they're gonna look kind of weird. Some people not so much, but for me, I was like, oh my God, mine look ridiculous. My friend beforehand said that hers looked like boxes. Mine were literally right under my collarbone. It was crazy. They have definitely dropped down a lot since then, and they still have more to drop, especially if you go a little bit bigger than you ever were. They're gonna look even like crazier. Be prepared to see not what you want, but know that in time they will definitely get where you want them to be. So that process is called drop and fluff. So what that means is your implant, when you first put them in, they're like brand new. It's almost like wearing a brand new t-shirt. Sometimes they're a little uncomfortable, but after you wash them, wear them enough, they start to feel a lot nicer. Like the material is not as like hard or new. Same concept. So when you put them in, they're hard and they are all the way up. Your muscles, especially if you have it under the muscle, your muscles are pushing them out. So with the drop and fluff process, after time, your chest muscles relax, which will let them drop. Then also the implant themselves will start to get a little more soft. So Basically, that's what drop and fluff is. Drop and fluff is a process that may take anywhere from, I don't know, maybe about 2 to 3 months, for some people all the way up to a year. And that's the same with your healing process. Even though you're clear to do all your normal things at a certain time, you're not going to feel the same for a while. Just know that you're going to be able to do things, but you're still going to feel differently when you do a lot of things. When you're clear to, you're going to be clear to do some massages, and that's usually after your incision, wherever it is completely healed. But your doctor will tell you and teach you how to do them. At first, they are so uncomfortable. Oh my gosh, I could hardly do them within the first few days to a week. And then I started to do them very easily. Like now, you know, boom, boom, you can see the implant moving. I can do them very easily and it doesn't hurt anymore, but it will for the first week to maybe even 2 to 3 weeks, depending on how it is for you. Depending on the size of the implant you get, and if you were before the implant smaller than your implants, then your skin needs to stretch. And I know this sounds really disgusting, but when you gain weight and you've never gained weight before, you know, your skin needs to stretch. So it's kind of a natural process that kind of starts to happen if you gain that much weight, you know, like pregnancy, that kind of thing happens. So you will feel all different types of sensations. I started to feel so sensitive, really sensitive, like random tingling, sharp pains that would happen. And again, I don't want to scare you, but this is just a healing process. When anything's healing, you're going to feel all these sensations. Your skin is stretching, you know, the muscle around it is reacting. And, you know, even your breast tissue is going to feel a little weird. Your nipples, maybe you have zero feeling in it. The feeling will come back. Some people don't. And they put that disclaimer in your paperwork. And sometimes one will come back before the other, and they'll start to do crazy things. So just be prepared for this, all the sensations. You know, it's going to be different for everyone. For me, I still feel it today, and every now and then it'll just kind of hit me. And I notice it happening more when I use my chest muscles more and after I work out. Your recovery, your journey is going to be different and unique to you. For me, my job is very physical. So going into what I do, and I'm still getting used to, and it's still kind of rough and it's a little struggle bussy, but getting back into all the things that I used to do right before my surgery is really rough. You know, I am taking my time. I am not rushing the process. I'm trying to listen to my body, trying to figure out what is painful, what is okay but kind of uncomfortable, so that I can start to train my body to getting back to where it was before. And again, I am not rushing it, and neither should you. Don't ever rush your healing process, because then you can really hurt yourself, or you can disrupt your recovery process. But regardless of how you feel, you might feel amazing. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it, girl. Just listen. I didn't even try to do any type of pole until not too long ago at this point, which is about a little more than 2 months. I'm in between 2 to 3 months right now, post-op. After I was completely done with taking every single bit of the drugs that they gave me, I would say, I don't know, less than a week later, I broke out in a crazy heat rash. And I broke out in it when I wasn't even actually heated or hot. You know, I was comfortable. Then all of a sudden, I started to get itchy, and then it spread. It started to spread from lower half all the way up into my face. And this lasted for really close to a full month of it finally leaving my body. So that is how my body reacted to purging all of the drugs that were in my body. Well, that's the bulk of what I wanted to share with you guys today. If you have any more questions, feel free to DM me or comment below. I'll be more than happy to answer them. I feel great and absolutely love them. I'm very happy with them. And like I said, I am appreciating the process as I go along. And I know my journey is not done yet. I have a ways to go, but I'm very happy. Again, thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you guys, and stay tuned for more awesome content.